Keith Rowley has come out swinging against them. I told you, you got to fight. You got to fight them. You understand me? And Keith Rowley. So let me what the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley has said. The Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, and this is the chairman of CARICOM, folks. The chairman, right? And he behaving like a chairman. He ain't behaving like an illegal. He behaving and operating like a chairman. And he is willing to do what it takes. You understand me? Hear what Rowley says. In a statement today, Rowley ain't having it. Right? Rowley says, through his Ministry of Foreign Affairs, not some chamber, he has come as a man. Not like Jack knew them, coming through all kind of emissaries and scoundrels. Through his Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I don't know where Utah is. Utah gone missing, absent without leave, AWOL. Here Rowley says the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, that's their ministry over there, has noted with concern the recent misleading, disrespectful, and potentially damaging comments in the Guyanese media ascribed to Dr. Leslie Ransamy, advisor to the Ministry of Health, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, as well as the most reprehensible, slanderous statement ascribed to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI. Imagine, this is a head of state, and the chairman of CARICOM is saying that Leslie Ransamy, right, his comments were misleading, disrespectful, and potentially damaging. Well, if he could do that to Keith Rowley, right? If he could mislead people on what Keith Rowley said, what won't he do to Sherrod Duncan? Or you, Laura Williams? Or you, Burnham Singh? Or you, Tamar Smith? Right? What would he say about you? You think he's going to be honest about you? The Prime Minister went on, folks. He says the comments and statement attempt to associate Prime Minister Rowley with views he did not hold and which he has never expressed. It is noteworthy that in his published commentary, Dr. Ransamy could not offer one single quotation from the Prime Minister to support his false allegation. This man advises the Ministry of Health, Ransamy, right, to support his false allegation, nor did Dr. Ransamy offer a shred of evidence to support his misleading claims. At no point in time did the Prime Minister ever disparage the vaccine program in Guyana, or has he ever implied that the vaccines in Guyana are defective or unsafe. And it is extremely unfortunate that the advisor in the Ministry of Health of Guyana would use such falsehood to publicly attack the Prime Minister of a friendly neighboring state. Right? It goes on. It gets better, folks. On occasions like these, I get out my popcorn and my Cokes. On occasions like these, I get out my popcorn and my Cokes. Somebody messaged me the other night to say, oh, it's not Cokes, it's Coke. You don't think I know that? You don't think I know that? But we in Ghana, we say Cokes. We say Cokes. I get out my popcorn and my Cokes. Folks, you take a sip. I think Coca-Cola should send me a little check for all this advertising. If some of you got some juice and so you want to advertise, I'd put your juice right there. But for now, get out your popcorn. Hold the focus. Get out your popcorn and your Cokes. This is Rowley wailing into them. Right? He said they are disingenuous. That's what he said, really and truly. Right? They falsehood. Well, if they could do that to Rowley, what they ain't going to do to Harmon? Eh? What they ain't going to do to Valdo? What they ain't going to do to Christopher Jones and Randy Critchlow and Sherrod Duncan? What they ain't going to do to Juita Finance? Huh? What they ain't going to do to Kenraj Ramjatan and David Patterson? Huh? The chairman, if you can disparage and lie on the chairman of CARICOM, you all understand who we're dealing with? You understand about the real sanctimonious gangsters we're dealing with? Let me read on what Rowley said. Rowley said the statement of the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce, this is the mouthpiece, the PPP, right? The statement of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry as published by the Guyanese media also makes reference to Prime Minister Rowley that are completely false and appear simply to repeat the fake narrative of Dr. Ramsamy. Why? Because all of them is one. Rowley now figuring it out, but we know it all the time. All of them is one. They don't have the balls. They don't have the testicular fortitude to come out like men and take on Rowley. So the Senate through the GCCI or the Senate through the Private Sector Commission, how you think go get work as National Security Advisor? Yeah? His hand wash, hand make hand come clean. All of them is one. Somebody gonna message me and say it's R. All of them are one. I know that. We say all is one. So that is what Rowley said. He goes on. He said further, the chamber statements disgusting slur. Right? This is the prime minister of a country, a proper country, talking with our chamber of commerce, the GCCI. Disgusting slur to the effect that the Prime Minister Rowley fulfills his historical trait of demonstrating scant regard for the Guyanese, for the lives of Guyanese, must be regarded as particularly scurrilous, as a particularly scurrilous attack against the chairman of CARICOM. So that is what the man took it as. He took it as an attack on the chairman of CARICOM. They are 10 months in government, and even Rowley fed up with them. They are 10 months in government, and even Rowley fed up of them. Imagine we. People of Trinidad, imagine us who here in the struggle day in, day out. And I walk you through just some of the pocketry, you know. I just picked out some of what made the headline over the last 18 days. Only some. And Rowley done tired. One day he engaged in them. Right? And how they lie on the man, he tired. Imagine us here. Imagine he goes on, right, to state how he has advocated for our country on the COVID front and on the front of the flood relief. He goes on to talk about when the fishermen were held by Venezuela last year. He was the one who intervened. I thought was Ali and Todd using all of their diplomatic skills, but mouth open, story jump out. Rowley says Dr. Rowley intervened to help achieve the release of the Guyanese fishermen, the penultimate paragraph. The fishermen detained in Venezuela earlier this year. He led the CARICOM support for Guyana during a critical period in the border dispute with Venezuela. Folks, look the uppercut Rowley didn't give them now. Look the uppercut. They ain't say nothing yet, you know. They can't even respond. You know why? They don't have the spine. Right? And Rowley stand up as a statesman, as the chairman of CARICOM, proper, right? Not installed, properly appointed, right? And look what he said in his penultimate paragraph. I shame to read this. You understand me? I shame to read. Here's what Rowley said. He said the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, his Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs strongly condemns this published falsehood against Prime Minister Rowley by Dr. Ramsamy and the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, and call upon the authorities in Guyana to disassociate themselves from such unwarranted, scurrilous, and disrespectful attacks on the sitting chairman of CARICOM, which incidentally is headquartered in Georgetown. I shame for them. I shame for them. You understand me? In any decent country, if the chairman of CARICOM has said a member of the government had lied on them in this regard, the government of the day will have taken the liberty to fire that person. But you know what? You know what? Ramsamy ain't going no place. Ramsamy ain't going no place if you have to get Kwame and Onage and the likes of them, right? Dalrymple and get charged yet, still in government. They can do something with Frank Anthony. If the chairman of CARICOM had written this, right? This is a job appraisal, right? That person should be fired immediately. But Ramsamy going no place. I want to read it over. This is the chairman of CARICOM, you know. This is not the chairman of the Lions Club in Bel Air. Right? No offense. I shouldn't even use that example. This isn't the chairman of your little corner shop, your little community group. Right? Listen to what the chairman of CARICOM and the Prime Minister of Trinidad says through his Foreign Affairs Ministry. He says he strongly condemns the published falsehood against the Prime Minister Rowley by Dr. Leslie Ramsamy and the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce. All of them should resign and just close down, right? Close down the chamber, right? Give them political office. They're wasting time. Close down the chamber. And calls upon the authorities in Guyana to disassociate themselves from such unwarranted, scurrilous and disrespectful attacks on the sitting chairman of CARICOM, which incidentally is headquarters in Georgetown. I shame, but they ain't got shame, right? In 10 short months, this is where we are. The man was right and the vex. Right? And Ramsamy said it in a letter in Starbucks News this morning. He said that the World Health Organization has not approved. He said the World Health Organization has not approved of Sputnik V. That is what he said. That is what Rowley said. Right? But you think you want Rowley to engage in this skullduggery that you all engage in. You all think everybody like you all corrupt to the core. Right? That is what you all think.